Hello and welcome to a PowerPoint presentation on writing a report. So basically how the steps and the importance and the impacts and how to do reports for communications, for example. So I'm going to go through it right now. So writing reports is basically the basic way how to learn your handwriting skills and your techniques of handling them work with your hands. And it's also very important in the workplace when you're trying to design and write reports for for example, a project or a task that's carried out to do for the other workers. Okay, so go to slideshow tab and send from the beginning. Writing reports. This is the heading. Okay, so go to the next slide. Now before I do that, there's one thing I did not do yet. I need to set up the transitions. Wipe, change that to 3 minutes, and apply to all. Right, okay, so let's restart that presentation again. Present from the beginning. That's very good. New transition set up. Right, so now let's move on to the report. A report is an objective and orderly presentation of factual information drawn up to meet a specific need. Here's an example. These are basic financial reports. Summary households by income, a budget chart, and mappings and column charts. So that's basically what reports are. So let's go to the next slide. A report must be between 1,000 to 15,000 words, for example. So a basic communication report. The word process that should include different methods of presenting information. For example, graphs, charts, pictures, surveys, etc. A report must be based on the person's vocational area and include bibliography. I've done all this before and I did exactly what this slide says. I did everything. I did all my vocational area on my report and included my bibliography. Okay, so it says to remember, be clear, concise. Clear, concise, impactful. Communication that gets results. Always draft, redraft and edit and proofread and also helps to have someone else proofread your work. Picture says that I have a spelling check where it came with my PC. Honestly, I do not understand what that means, but the spelling is not correct. So that person needs to do a redraft for its report. Okay, another facts to remember. Keep it factual and accurate. Picture here says, have you a moment, sir? Yes, no, or nav off. I recommend the person will say no. See the guy's face, he does not want to have a moment. So note, people who reply to a written questionnaire are called respondents. People who take part in an experiment and are experimented on are called subjects. So those are points to remember. Right. So passive voice, impersonal. The passive voice must be used when writing your report to show that the results are objective. Now, the use. It is recommended that research was carried out, or instead of I recommend that I researched. Victor says an error has occurred. I'm saying this is in the passive voice to avoid taking any personal responsibility. So that's a passive voice for people to use in their reports. Okay, so there is more about report. A special report may be drawn up in one of the following elements. 1 is terms of reference, 2 is methods of procedure, 3 is the findings, 4 is the conclusions, 5 is the recommendations, 6 is the bibliography and references, and 7 signature and the dates that you sign, your name, and the dates that you finish a report. Okay, so next slide is the terms of reference. This refers to the purpose, subject, and the limits of the report. If the report is required to make recommendations, it will be stated here along with the name of the commissioning body. The terms of reference are usually 1 or 2 sentences long. Here's an example here in the picture. We're beginning to wonder if our terms of reference may just a little bit too broad. And it says the person needs to do stuff. Every single person has to do stuff. Paper. So I'm trying to get that more of our terms of references in, so that's my conclusion. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. This one is methods of procedure. This is part of the report that details the steps taken to collect the necessary information. This is how the investigation is carried out. So the guy is climbing down all the way the stairs, so he's making his way all the way to the top of his game, to the top of his mountain. So that's the methods of procedure is. Yeah, this slide is about the findings. Here are all the items discovered relevant to the terms of reference are noted. The results of the investigation are called the findings. They make up the main body of the report. Use of a numbering system will make it easier to read the findings. So the person here is investigating its findings to collect its results. Okay, next slide. Conclusions. These are based on the findings and not on assumptions. They should be printed in descending order of importance. For example, this cat has officially or legally has eaten the fish out of a jar and smashed the jar into the floor, and then the window was open. So I recommend that cat just hijacked into the home, climbed through the window, and ate the fish. So that's an conclusion, or my conclusion. Right, okay, so next slide. So this is the last slide of this presentation of writing the reports. It's recommendations. These must be capable of implementation. There is no point in making the recommendation which is impossible to adopt. These should be arranged in descending order of importance. Okay, in the slideshow, click to exit. Go in the Review tab and check accessibility and slides. It's very good. The last presentation I presented, it said there are missing slide titles. That was a big problem. That was a basic reason why I had to write a comment. But no issues here. That's basically images through those slides. So let's check spelling checks slides. No issues. No issues. No issues. Okay, no issues. No issues. Oh wait, this is repression. So I check. No issues on this side. The passive voice and personal. No issues. The special report headings. No issues. Terms of reference. No issues. Methods of procedure. Okay, findings. Conclusions. And then recommendations. Right, so that's it for today. So that's the basic headings and steps and good advice of information how to write simple communication reports. Oh, that is it for today. So thank you all for watching this. Stay safe, wash your hands, and keep yourselves very, very safe and secure, and stay home as much as possible in this October lockdown. So that's it for today. So thank you all for watching this, and I'll see you all very soon. Adios.